Hey guys, well, I've been hard at it during the day, um, working on this X-wing, man. It it bit me, and I succumbed to its will. Yeah, I know, a bit over the top, but hey. Um, yeah, so what I've got done today is what I'm going to show you, and most of everything I did was around the canopy frame that I had to scratch built after the regular windscreen right here. So this is original, scratch built original. So um, it opens and it closes, and that's pretty much what I did today. And there you can see it from the top, little design aesthetic. Cutting these transparencies out though and getting them popped in there is going to be a trick. Excuse me. Um, One of my yellow windows on the right side here popped out. It's okay because the hinge pin, oops, you can see it right there, little white hinge pin. It's just a styrene rod. That's all it is. And sorry, guys, I'm gonna get this thing back on. Yeah, so all day, man. That's what I did. Is I tried to make some serious progress on the X-wing. The next big thing, now that I got this at least in place, is I'm thinking I could probably make one transparency for each side, and then probably one for just the top as well. But that's not going to work, especially here, because there's things that'll interfere from below. So I'm going to have to cut these little panels out and get this thing rolling. So now what this sets me up for, because now I see the field of view that these fighter pilots would have to deal with. So I tried to keep that in mind. Um, I did modify the cockpit, so I can still use this at least to put the seat in. And then one of the biggest challenges uh, is yeah, I'm tired. One of the biggest challenges is going to be finishing out this the wings. And remember, what's going to happen with the wings is it's going to angle up at a 45, and then it's going to stop about, I don't know, an inch, I guess, and then it's going to taper down to the end of the wing. And that's got to happen on all four wings, and that's going to be a trick. And yeah, so I'm not going to mess with the landing gear issue that we talked about. I'm not going to mess with that. This thing's got landing gear and it's jet intakes, okay? So, um, the lighting is going to be one of the last things I do before closing up this thing, but I've got to get the cockpit built, which is going to be huge. And I bought, where'd they go? Well, they were here somewhere. I went looking at the dollar store and craft store for the cake decorator tips in plastic, but the only things I could find without driving all over town would were metal. So I'm going to run with it. I'll just have to scuff the metal up, prime it, and then paint it. So it's going to have, just like the SR-71 Blackbird on its intakes, it's going to have these ram air cones, which on the SR-71 they travel forward and aft. I don't know how far, but it's all for the purpose of ramming as much air efficiently as it can at super high altitudes and speeds. So, that's where I'm getting this thing from. This thing is supposed to be um, much faster and powerful than a standard X-wing. And then, of course, the strakes, which are going to, oh, dang, I got to be careful. I keep smushing my canopy, and it's made out of that flimsy styrene. But um, those strakes I'm going to run alongside here that are going to dual as weapons pods, I guess. And some things here on the bottom, probably over here too. Probably have some type of rotating weapon down there. I don't know. This thing's going to be armed to the hilt with non-conventional weaponry, hypothetically. Yeah. I'm not one of those guys that gets into the genres that much. Like I said, being an engineer, I love the design aspect of the spacecraft more than anything, more than the actors and the plots and the characters, all that. Show me a cool spaceship. And anything else doesn't matter. But I really need to make this thing pop because if I'm going to make money, I've got to demonstrate that I have truly have the skill sets to do and build whatever people might want to hire me to build for them. So, yeah, so what I'm going to do now off camera is I'm going to start puttying this canopy frame in the areas where I can. And like I told you, I made this thing a two-seater. Well, it's not got any seats yet. I got to make the seats too. Got to make all the instrument consoles. That's going to be a trick. It's going to be labor intensive and tedious. But what I want to do is I want big rectangular digital displays on these things in the front cockpit, in the back, not these little teeny dials and little minuscule screens. This thing's going to be set up for the pilots pilot and the navigator, or weapons officer, whatever you WSO, whatever you want, it can it can be. Since it's science fiction. So it's come a long ways in a short period of time. Uh, I did test, and I showed you guys a video where I took this one and I cleared the paint off of 3 of these and put a blue LED in there, and the effect was amazing. So what I'm going to do is, there's a lip in there. You see it? Right there, there's a lip. So I'm going to make a white disc, and I think I'm going to load this thing up with 3, I don't know, maybe 2 lights per engine, just to make sure that it gets the wow factor I want from it. And it does look very cool with light penetrating through here. And what I may do is take some real fine styrene strips and evenly space them going this way, like 4 of them, just for extra detail. And then, of course, this area I've got to add some detail. And, you know, this isn't going to be such an open air engine like the original design, which in space, your drag coefficient for your airframe, your aerodynamics isn't that critical. For reentry, it is. Or if you're, you know, if you have a controlled descent, then that's a good thing, because you don't want to enter the Earth's atmosphere too fast, or any planet's atmosphere. Some could be worse than others. Yeah, you don't want to be going too fast because you will burn up. But anyways, I'm tired, so bear with me, guys. Um, my next step, aside from doing more puttying, this is like the 5th or 6th time I will putty on this thing. But it's got to be done. Um, and then I am having a slight interference issue going towards the back. It's like something inside is interfering. And so I've got to sort that out, because I can't have that. I want that um, fuselage sitting down all the way and not have a seam or a gap in the seam as much as possible. But yeah, I mean, it was closing up. As you can see, I got this gap going. It was closing up. I mean, something here towards the front seems to be causing a problem. I'm not sure what it is. It might be easier if I just cut out all the locator pins, and when it comes time to close this thing up, just go ahead and do that. Close it up. Um, yeah, so with that, I'm going to let you guys go. I will share my progress with you online as well. I'm going to post this video, and I will also post um, I don't think I did any videos. Maybe I did one. I think I might have done one. Um, yeah, post those tonight, and so you guys can get a feel for the process that was involved in building this canopy. I like the design aesthetic. I think it is in keeping with all the other geometry angularity and all that in the existing spacecraft. So I think you got a winner here, guys. Anyways, so yeah, I've got to make the wingtip cannons, which aren't going to look conventional at all because their shape is going to be half an octagon. Boom. And then it's going to be flat on the bottom. It's going to have some height large enough to hold 3 cannons per wingtip. And then whatever else I add, I was talking about adding something down here and additional stuff along the sides, you know, all of it. So it's been a fun day working on this thing. I've enjoyed it. I'm really jonesing to get the engines installed, but um, one thing I am having a problem with, and you can probably see it, and these are lined up. They they don't match. This one hangs out further than the bottom does, and it shouldn't be that way. Um, I may have to cut the locator pins off of these to get these things to line up. But then when I get those to line up, then the back where the mounts are for the where I've made mounts for the engines is going to be possibly compromised. And then also all these areas, well, it's kind of hard to show you. These areas here where I cut out to do the new engine designs, I got to cover those all up in styrene and dial them in and add any detail if I think it's necessary. And yeah, I need to pack the this area back here. I need to pack that with tissue, and because I want to put another coat of primer on this thing. Um, but I'm gonna wait as long as I can because it's better to glue onto clean plastic than onto primer. Now, I stand by what I told you yesterday about this glue. This stuff is works on everything I've used, and I've got like 3 or 4 different kinds of plastics in here. And plus, I'm going to be using it on metal as well. So, yeah, I see what I could probably do. And since I'm modifying the engines, this overhang area, I could just trim that back. There's even a style line right there, if you guys can see it. Right there. Just about an eighth of an inch or so from the leading edge of that intake. So I'll probably take them all off, take the Dremel tool with the uh, barrel sander on it and commence modifying. But the idea I have for the intakes are going to be significantly different than what it has now. And I'm sitting here looking at this thing, looking at the intakes. Because I want the the top of this uh, engine Well, this engine housing, I want to make it half of a uh, octagon as well. I just don't want it looking too familiar. Just familiar enough to go, hey, that's a really cool X-wing. So yeah, I have a lot of work ahead of me as far as um, cockpit build. First, I just got to get the cockpit tub for the backseater built, and I think I know what I'm going to do, and it shouldn't be too terribly hard. But making the instrument clusters and stuff is going to be a bear, tedious and time consuming. So, and it's going to be a lot of fun doing these engines too. I just think it's gonna look wicked cool when I'm done. At least that's the goal. Um, my poor wife, our daughter is in a bad situation. That's all I'm gonna say. And we want her to come home and stay and quit going other places and staying. She's got a room here. She can come and stay with us and have a little bit easier life. But she's young and, well, sadly foolish in some ways, and it's hard talking to her. I leave most of the talking between Jenna and the kids because they listen to her more than they do me. Just because I'm a hard ass, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, that's it for now, guys. It's coming along. So, patience. I think the payoff on this thing is going to be awesome. Um, I'm going to have to make uh, landing gear doors, I guess. I don't know. Maybe the gear is designed to just pop straight down. What's it look like? Where's the gear? Let, let's do one last thing together. Let's analyze the landing gear. Okay, what we got here is the main landing gear. That's the nose gear facing forward. And it looks like it has actuators here that kick it up from the hinge point. And then where's the hinge point in this thing? Oh, I see it. Yep. It looks like it will fold up too. I will have to experiment with that. Well, let me see, because the nose cone's the only thing that's holding this nose down. So, where'd my nose gear go? I'm testing a theory, guys, and I'm right. Look at that. That's a feature I may keep. And it looks like the main gear may retract as well. So If that's the case, then I'm happy. That's a pretty cool option to have. Now I just got to figure how to get the nose gear out of there. Yeah. Whoa, it snapped down that time. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So, anyways, now we have an answer. I guess the gear is intended to retract. So, I am. That's just another element of functionality. That's a good thing. I like it. So, again, I'll let you guys take a close up of how I designed that section of the canopy. And what I'm going to have to do is when I um, start doing all the finishing details and painting, I want to make the inside of the canopy uh, look good as well. So lots and lots and lots of work to be done. With that, in my messy shirt, I'm going to let you guys go. Peace. As soon as my mouse, there she is. You guys have a good